want to welcome you all here tonight. Dave and I were just thinking a minute ago how many of these that we've been doing over the years, and we think it's about 10. We've done 10 of these celebrations of achievement, and they first came about because there were a lot of people working either in a voluntary or paid capacity, people living here, working here, who put a lot into this community to make it one of the most vibrant and energetic communities that I've come across. And I think for those of us that do work and live here, we'd all agree with that it's a wonderful place to live and work, because it has such a strong community spirit, and I love that about the people and the place. And we do this because we want to say a thank you to people for putting the effort in, for supporting one another, and for making a difference to your own lives and other people's lives. And this is why we run this celebration of achievements. Now, believe it or not, it is planned what we're doing. It's supposedly organised, but as we're all very busy people, I think nominations come in late or people change. Some people are not arriving today. It's always famine or feast, isn't it? It's either everybody or nobody. Well, we've got everybody here tonight, I hope. We've got 1 or 2 people missing, but we will still give out the certificates for those people, and then the organisation that's nominated can give them out at a later date, okay? I hope you'll see a wide range of people and activity, and after, when we get onto the buffet, you'll have a chance to talk with each other and say, oh, I never knew that was happening, how would I get involved in that? Because we're always looking for people to support and do new things. So we've got 1 or 2 new people coming in today. We haven't had St Margaret's School for a long while, so I'm very pleased to see them here tonight. It's nice to have you here. Have I got anybody else that is new? Goals for goal. Tunics for goal post. We've never had them here before, and I don't know much about that, so I'll be interested in finding out what that's all about. So that's a couple of new things going on. Bob, Dave and myself are going to present the certificates and perhaps give a little bit more. We're not going to speak for very long because we have got a fabulous buffet as well at the end of it, as we always have. So that's basically it. Can I just thank Deborah for letting us use the school again? This is the second year we've used the school. It's always very well decorated and looks really nice for Christmas, and it's nice for us to all be in a nice, warm, you know, bright looking place. So that's really nice. Thanks, Deborah, for giving us the hall again. Okay, and with that, we're gonna kick off. All right?
Good evening, everybody. As Pat just said, this is a very special community. I always remember when I first moved up here, he was a little baby in a pram. We had no family up here, quite poor as most people was in them days. We had no family, but what a fantastic community even in the early days. Lots of friends. I mean, the neighbours just got a bit worried about me because the police used to call round quite often. But we used to have a village policeman up here called Dave Mack, and he found out in the early days, until they'd got a bit of overtime at work, they couldn't afford a phone. He used to quite often ring me up from work for overtime. So he gave me his number and he said, don't worry till you get sorted, you can use that and I'll come and let you know. Well, of course, today with the frequent visits of Mr. Mack, got quite worried. But you think how the community's evolved in the sort of early days. We had the Boys and Girls Brigade, judo clubs and various other things. But as time's gone on, that's changed. We've got the cafe now, especially the G52. As something finishes, there's always something else taking over. But, you know, more and more to work with the times. I mean, when I think back the first time I met Pat, it was quite hard times for getting funding for adult education, as it usually is. And she'd get the funding for the class. And, it, you know, because I didn't even know what the word meant, psychology and things like that. But unless they got 10 people in the class, we'd lose the funding. And you didn't have much choice in it. What do you do on a Wednesday night? Right, you're doing something now. You know, in the adults, she kept us in check, and now, you know, most of the community, especially the IP community housing, IP council, they, you know, keep an eye on the elderly neighbours, the same as the rest of us do. And, you know, I'm just very proud to represent, as part of my ward, part of the community on Gamesley. Not speaking long because, as I say, time gets on. We'll start with the certificates.
I don't normally give out any certificates on this evening, but I wanted to do so this year. And Anthony very kindly has done a little bit of, because you know I'm not very good on the computers, as most of you know, has done a little
PowerPoint.
yes, PowerPoint on the work that G52 has been doing over the past 12 months. Again, it's a relatively new thing, G52. For those that don't know, it stands for Gamesley 52 weeks of the year, which, believe you me, that's what we work, 52 weeks of the year. There's not a month goes by where we've not got some event going on. And when I say some event, I normally mean some large-scale event as well. So I wanted to sort of talk a little bit about G52 so that people who didn't know about us know a little bit more, might want to get involved, or might see something in the PowerPoint and think, I'd like to attend that event, etc., etc. So we've been running for about 2 years, and from an original group of 7 volunteers, we now have 21 plus volunteers, and they are people who regularly take part and support an event for us, doing whatever that might be. It's largely made up of local women, the group. We do have a couple of fellas that attend, but the committee itself is made up of local women, and they volunteer a lot of their time, their energy and their expertise to the group, and it's worked very well for us because they also have a good network of other people that they can bring into the programme. The sort of activities that we've run over the last 12 months have been something called the Bellies Not Bins programme, which we run on a Thursday, to which we did a count up from January, where we have had over 3,000 people turn up, not 3,000 different people, but when you count them all, cumulatively, 3,000 people who have turned up and taken fresh fruit and veg from us, which is you know, a wonderful thing to be able to give out to families. That fresh fruit and veg we get from an organisation called Fair Share. And the girls bring it in, sort it out, cook with it, give a recipe with it, people can taste it, you can try all sorts of exotic things you might not want to try unless you were getting a free sample, for example. And it's working really, really well. So well, in fact, that this year we set up a similar thing in Hadfield. Another Bellies Not Bins in Hadfield. We've got some of the Hadfield representatives here tonight, the volunteers, and I think they've had around 300, 400 people attend theirs. And so you can see that by working together and networking, we can spread the work around, you know what I mean? We can spread it out. And hopefully everybody's getting a better, decent meal. We now call our Thursdays Greg's night on Games, I think. Most people that come, you can always get a pasty or a sausage roll or something on a Thursday with a bit of veg, and it's not a bad tea. We've also run a lot of things called Meet the Neighbours, which I think many of you probably attended. This year was particularly successful. I think we brought in something like 4 tons of sand into the square there, with some donkeys. I borrowed 40 deck chairs from I don't know where, which I'm not giving back yet because I want to keep them, but anyway. And the day was such a fantastic day. I think children that came on that day, they got in that sand in the morning and they were there all day. It cost very, very little. It cost our time, our energy and our nous as to where we could beg, borrow and steal things from. But it was an event that was free for everybody, free donkey ride, free sandpit all day, a wonderful event, and the sun shone, which was fabulous. That made all the difference. We also do things like residential family. We've done a lot on be safe and keep safe with young people. Kerry can bear testament that we've taken 2 groups of young people, teenagers away on residentials, where we normally end up getting to bed about 3, 4 in the morning with these young people, about 5 o'clock in the morning. But do you know what? The time that we spend with those young people and the time that they spend together is a great benefit to the young people, because it's a time away from where you're living, where you can talk outside of where you normally, you're normally comfortable, and raise all sorts of issues and things. And it's been, I think we've done a really good job with those young people. They've been able to ask us things, we've been able to point them in other directions. So again, to me, that's a very valuable piece of work that we've been able to do. Alongside things like our festive market and the Gamesley bonfire, which perhaps many of you have attended, I don't know. I see a lot of you and I see that you have attended. Latterly, we've been successful in securing some funds for fuel poverty, which is supporting those individuals or families who are struggling to find, to put the money on the gas and the electric, which, for all of us, working or not working, things are tough at the moment for people. And so by helping, by this group, recognising that there's a need and being able to address that need, I think we're doing, we're attacking some of the problems and making it a better and more caring place to live for each other. I think I know 1 minute, I know I'm the worst culprit. We actually did a little piece about what it is, and somebody said, oh, it's called community cohesion. Well, it is called community cohesion, but really it's called about taking care of each other, isn't it, really? That's what community cohesion is. Looking out for your neighbour and thinking about how you might be able to support one another. I will shut up in a minute. We work with lots of different agencies, and we hope that we've made it a better place and that our volunteers get good training, they feel more confident, and they can bring in more people. Whilst the group's made up of 20 odd volunteers, and you couldn't do it unless you had all of those 21 people, because we've all got our different roles, I do tonight want to just mention a couple of people that have supported the group, with new ideas. And
if you think we've planned this, you'll see we haven't. But can I just start off by saying just a few words of thank you to the people who've organised this event, to those who are receiving the certificates of achievement, congratulations, particularly people who stepped in for Pat when she's recently been ill, and she shouldn't be here tonight, but it wouldn't be the same without her. We are here to celebrate the achievement of individuals tonight, but I just want to say a little bit about the achievements of the community, some of the things that have been done and some of the things that people from the outside look in and say, wow, can we have some of that? And is that mine? Oh, that's all right. Who's Robbie now? Yeah, if it wasn't for Gamesley people, we wouldn't have the toolbox on Brookfield, and we wouldn't be providing those important training and learning opportunities for people, and in time wouldn't be assisting people getting jobs. If it wasn't for the people in Gamesley, we wouldn't have Bare Necessities Food Bank. Bare Necessities Food Bank started here, it's Glossop wide, but it was something that Gamesley people got together in their community and started to make happen. And if it wasn't for Gamesley community, as Pat's already said, the people in Hadfield wouldn't, through the help of G52 and Bellies Not Bins, be now in a position where they're getting some help in parts of their community with people who are in need. And I don't know how many of you know, some may know, others may not know, but in the last 5 years of the cuts climates that we've been in local authorities, there have been a number of occasions when the work that Pat does here in Gamesley has been under threat from Derbyshire County Council. And unfortunately, I've been able to mount a sufficiently strong argument with your help, because I remember in 2 days once you got a petition of 1,500 signatures together, and I was able to use that to say, look, there's 1,500 people have signed this, you're not going to do this, are you? And the politicians at that stage said, well, perhaps we won't. And they came up and they took a look and they said, there's something going on here that is valuable and needs holding on to. And we're now at a stage where Pat is the last person in Derbyshire who is doing the job that she's doing. So there's no one doing this job in Hadfield or Whitfield or the rest of Glossop or New Mills or Buxton or Chesterfield or Bolsover, anywhere in Derbyshire. But the really good news is, and this is a tribute to Gamesley, yeah, that as a consequence of what she's been doing, there's lots more people in Derbyshire saying, we want some of that as well, please. And so Derbyshire's in the process now of trying to invent or replicate or produce 5 more pacts for some of our communities in Derbyshire doing the sort of job that Pat does. And I think it's something that is phenomenally an achievement for a community working with somebody, trusting each other and really coming together. And it's that working together thing that brings us here tonight. Through working together, we'll make this place better than it might otherwise have been. I'm not pretending that over the next 5 years it's all going to be milk and honey. Well, it isn't for people. But together we can make a difference, and this is a celebration of people coming together and making a difference. And I do think that as a community you can be confident that through your efforts and through your coming together, some differences are being made to other people's lives as well. So you're contributing as well as sometimes receiving. I think that's a tribute to the community that is Gamesley.